Welcome one and all, I am Technivorous, here to remind you, make sure you reduce your Z offset on that subscribe button down there, and give the notification bell a good first layer squish. That way you can get notified every time we put up a new 3D printing and tech video. That being said, today's video is brought to you by WEBULL. Check the description down below for a link that will help you get 12 free stocks when you sign up and fund your account with WEBULL Today. And without further ado, we're going to jump right into the second part of this series. So if you've seen our first episode, you saw how to make this calibration cube. It was super simple, super fast, and didn't take much time or effort at all. Today we're going to be using the parameters I showed you in the last video to make something a little bit more complicated. It's going to be our first two-piece object, and it is going to be a box with lid that fits. So we're going to use our parameters to do this in order to make sure that we can change the parameters and alter the appearance of the box on the fly. Let's go ahead and cancel, and I'll just leave that open for now. I opened a new document here. It doesn't have a name yet. We're going to jump right into the modify and go right to our parameters. As always, it's the first thing we do, and I have a few in mind for our box, so just following along. The first one we're going to do is going to be wall width, and we're going to set that to millimeters. Right now we're going to set it to 4. That'll do, I think. Alright, and then we're going to have a width, and we'll set this to 60, and we're going to have a length. This would be our depth from the last video, pretty much the same thing. Set this to 45. Should give us a nice shape. And we're going to have a height. Let's set that to 40. And that should be pretty close to all we need. The other thing we are going to need is something called offset. Okay, and the value for that is going to be 0.5 millimeters, and we are going to need lid depth, and we'll set that to 4 millimeters to start. Hit OK. Alright, now we should have enough parameters here, but we're gonna maybe come back and add 1 or 2 more. For right now, let's go ahead and get to sketching this object. So create sketch. We are going to use the bottom plane here, and again we're going to be using a center rectangle, and basically we're going to type in our length and our width, and we're going to hit finish sketch. We're going to extrude this by wall width, and then we're going to hit OK, and then we're going to click this top face of our box. We're going to click create sketch, and we're looking for this button right here. Now this is the offset. You can only do this in sketching mode, so we're going to click that. We're going to select this outer perimeter here, and we are going to set it to, since it's on the outside and that's a positive value, we want it on the inside. We're going to set it to negative wall width, and hit finish sketch. Then we're going to select this square here, which is actually the walls of our box. We're going to hit extrude, and we're going to extrude that to height. Now it's extruding from this surface, so the height of the box is actually going to be the whatever we have for our height parameter, which is 40 right now, and the additional distance of the wall width for the base, and the additional distance for the lid, which we haven't made yet. So let's look at this from the top view. We're going to sketch. We're going to create another object, and this is one of the reasons we use parameters. We don't really have to remember numbers. We can keep things exactly how we want. Let's go to create. I'm going to go to rectangle. I'm going to do center rect. This time we're not going to do it right here. We're going to do it over here, but on the center line. If we can get it to grab. Sorry folks, my computer's processing another video right now, so it might not be working at a full clip. Let's go ahead and do length on that one again, and width on that one. Finish sketch. We are going to alright, a quick word on navigation while we're here. The scroll wheel on your mouse will zoom in and out, and it zooms in and out from whatever point the mouse is at. So if I want it to zoom in down here, I have to scroll down. But if I want to zoom away, zooming away is almost easier to control. I guess you'll get used to it. We're going to go ahead and extrude this, and we are going to do wall width here. We're going to hit OK. We're going to go ahead and grab that top face, create sketch. We are again going to do another offset. This one's going to be slightly different, so let's click on this. We're going to do negative wall width plus offset. Oh, and that's moving it out. We want to actually move it in, so we're going to do minus offset. That should do it. And here we're going to extrude. This will be lid depth. Okay, so we have our box shape. We have our parameters put in. Now, let's go ahead, go back to the side view here. We're going to take this object. We're going to move this whole body. First we're going to rotate it 180 so it's right side up. Now, when we print it, we're going to want the big face down, so we're going to print it in this orientation. But let's go ahead and test some of our parameters. So we're going to go right about here, and up here. And remember, we have the exact same width on our lid as everything else, so it should line up exactly. We can actually use buttons and stuff to snap the faces here too. So let's make sure. Let's click on this one. We're going to accept that move for now. We're going to click on this body. We're going to right click on it, go to opacity control, and hit 70. Now that offset is this gap right here that you can barely see. Let's reduce that even more. Let's see. Opacity 30. Okay. This gap right here, that is because of your offset, and you want that there because otherwise it will be too tight to fit. Okay, so you always want to include an offset when using fitting parts. Let's see if it fits on this side. Looks good. There's a little bit of an offset. Now if you print this and it's too loose, you can come in to your parameters, and it looks like it might be a little loose. That's quite a large gap there. It's kind of deceptive because that gap's probably not as big as it looks. But let's go back into modify, change parameters, and let's go ahead and modify the offset to be 0.3. And you can see it automatically adjusts that, which is cool. What about the lid depth? Another way to make up for that without reducing the offset would be to increase the lid depth. The deeper it goes, the tighter it'll kind of cling to it. So let's go ahead and make that go twice as deep. And at 8 millimeters, there it is. Everything else still fits. It's just changing that one parameter or property. This is called parametric design, and it is the best way to design an object because it makes its reusability very, very high, and it makes it easy to alter that object without altering a bunch or starting over. So that is our basic box, guys. What you would do from this point is you go ahead and grab the two separate pieces here. Let's go ahead and go back to so the best way to do this is to export both of these bodies under save as mesh separately. Make sure that you have the file type selected as STL. It can be binary or ASCII, it doesn't matter. And then I'm not going to send to print utility. We're going to hit OK. It'll open our dialog option of where to save it. Okay, so we'll say body there, and we will grab that one. You could rename it. I'm not going to take the time. I won't be keeping these models. They're just test models. So save as mesh. We'll do the same thing with the lid though. Body 2. Shouldn't overwrite anything. Go ahead and open this. Let's see what we got here. I got a bunch of stuff in here. Let's see. 3D objects. Well, where did you save it to, Fusion? Probably should have paid better attention. Save as mesh. Okay. Desktop STLs. Okay. That'll be easy to find. Desktop. My STLs. And we're going to drag both of these into here. I can't remember if this was the version of Kira that crashed when I dragged in objects, so we're about to find out. Nope, it opened them just fine. Like I said, you're going to want to flip this one over. It'll lay flat on its top here. And you should have no problem printing this without support. Play around with the parameters, alter your box. Let's do one more quick little fun thing that I think you'll like. If we take, let's select all of the corners. And actually, we're going to be using this fillet tool right here. Once I select that, it's much easier letting me select the lines that I want. But hold up one second. Let's get a better view of this. This isn't going to work the way I want it to right there without causing selection problems. So we're just going to move this straight up. That'll make it easier. And we're going to select every corner on this beast. Once we select fillet, we can use that to select these inner verts. It should be all of them. Then we need to get the back side of the lid here. So you can kind of see what I've done there. What this does is exactly what it says. It'll fill it. It'll roll the edges. So let's say 2. See if that works. There you go. We get a rounder box there, and it's a lot cleaner looking. Top and the bottom still line up because it's filleted the same amount. Let's take our first body and go ahead and make it fully visible again so you can see the full effect. And keep in mind, I also did the inside there, okay? So that the inside still fits properly too. Let's go back. We can actually edit this. Change the fillet size. Let's see how deep it'll go. 5, 15. Now we have this round shape. That's actually kind of a cool little container. Very cool. As before, you could always go back and add in text by going creates and create sketch on the plane you want to write on, and then you're going to go ahead and add your text. Change the spacing so it's centered. Rotate it if you want. Finish sketch. And instead of indenting it this time, let's just bevel it out a little bit with 0.5. And there you go. So that's going to be it for this video. You can now export and print this model as you wish. Keep in mind, with the text we stuck out of the top here, it is going to make it a little bit more difficult to print it on that face. And in this orientation, with the lettering that I have, you're going to want to see that. You're going to want that to be your prominent face. So I would print it this way and just add some support to hold up this edge, because all of that will be inside the model anyway. And like I said, keeping in mind what your printer is capable of is going to help you reduce overhangs and things like that in the future. That's going to be it for this video, guys. As always, make sure you reduce your Z offset on that subscribe button, and definitely check out that WEBULL link down below, because it can help us both out. You can get some free stock just by signing up. You don't even have to put any money in there, so that's awesome. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Oh, before I go, if anybody has any questions or things that you'd like to see, model suggestions, things you're having problems with doing in Fusion 360, start leaving them in the comments of these videos, and I'll get to them as soon as I get done with the ones that I already have in mind. So that's going to be it. Technivorous out.